right, WION has been closely tracking all the latest developments taking place in Israel. For all of that, let's quickly go across to our West Asia Bureau Chief, Daniel Pagani, who's joining me live from Jerusalem at this hour. Daniel, a very good morning to you. Now, what the election results are pointing out, it certainly seems that a possibility, but can Israel afford a second stalemate, or do we finally see the rivals holding hands for a larger unity government?
Definitely, yes, a stalemate is what we are witnessing right now. There is no clear majority, and to answer your question, no, clearly not. The country cannot afford to stay without a government. And also, let's take into account that in the best case scenario, it'll take at least a couple of months in order to secure a functioning coalition. The country cannot stay without a government because it has enormous security challenges to the north with Hezbollah, with Hamas in Gaza, with the Palestinians, the dialogues, the peace talks, and also the deal of the century, which is expected to come out. So you can imagine how all these massive and important topics which affect the everyday lives of every Israeli cannot be not addressed. They need a government. But as I said, there is a stalemate trying to fight to find out if he can be the man at the helm of Israel, but it seems that he stands no chance, and the larger unity government might be the only option. The problem is that all conditions for a large unity government point to the fact that Netanyahu needs to step down. So it is a historical moment for Israel, and it seems that the long-serving Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, is at the end of his race.
All right, that's indeed a turning point for the politics in Israel. The wild card out here is the former Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman. He has certainly emerged as the kingmaker. You must throw light on the crucial role that he'll be playing at the moment.
He definitely has become the most important politician in Israel, despite having only, so to say, 8 seats. Remember that the Israeli parliament has 120 seats, and one needs 61 to form. Is the man who has been courted by both the factions, by both the parties. He was with Benjamin Netanyahu. He's always been to the right wing of the political scenario, but in April he was the man who made the government, the coalition that Netanyahu was putting together, to collapse. They have differences regarding the necessity to force every single Israeli citizen to go to the military service. Now he is the kingmaker. Everyone needs him. There is no chance to form a coalition without him. And particularly if we are looking at the possibility of the two main rival parties bridging and joining their forces, he might be the neutral variable that stands in between to try to bridge their differences. But he is also very, very demanding. He has already put out all his demands, and he said that he is ready to talk only if the contenders assure him that they will abide by his requests.
All right, Daniel, in the past few months, since April, even now, have panned out. They, as you just rightly mentioned, that it is going to be an end to the Netanyahu era, which will be able to bring a change in Israel's policy. Do you see now Israel's policy is changing?
Well, there will surely be a change if there is a large unity government. The topics, the most important topics, will be focusing on security and try to solve all the issues and trying to get the security functioning and going and keep controlling what is happening to the north with Hezbollah, to the south with Hamas and to Iran. The second priority will be the economy. The economy of Israel is doing good, but it has been suffering of a stalemate because without a government, the expenses, the budgeting cannot go on as it should. And this is affecting the everyday life of every Israeli citizen. So these will be the most important topics, which means that talks about annexations, the talks with Palestinians, and all the talks regarding the Arab world will be sidelined, at least for the first time. So yes, there will be a change, despite the fact that the large unity government will be anyway right-leaning and won't change too many stances on the international scenario.
Clearly, there's history in the making in Israel at the moment. Now, does the end to Netanyahu's era put Netanyahu more at risk of prosecution in the graft cases? Because as we also spoke about it earlier, he could have just one parliamentary immunity if he would have come to power.
Yes, but the fact is that he is most certainly not going to be the Prime Minister because, as we always pointed out, he's not going to lead an eventual national unity coalition. That's the one condition everyone is putting on the table. And this is a problem for him because he's going to a pre-trial in a fortnight and he will never have enough power to pass an immunity law. So it's a troublesome moment for the longest-serving Israeli Prime Minister on the judiciary side.
Certainly a troublesome moment for the longest-serving Prime Minister in Israel. We will keep coming back to you as and when more developments take place. For now, thank you so much, Daniele, for bringing us all the latest from Israel. Now, it's a major development in Saudi Arabia is one that is set to stir another face-off in West Asia. Saudi Arabia's defense ministry presented what it claims is evidence of Iran's involvement in the Aramco attacks that rocked the global markets. The briefing was conducted by the ministry spokesman, Colonel Turki al-Maliki. The media briefing started with the official presenting debris, which he claimed was evidence of Iranian aggression. He went on to reveal that 18 drones and 7 cruise missiles struck from a direction that ruled out Yemen as a source. Saudi Arabia further claimed that Iranian-made drones called Delta Wing participated in the attack from north to south.
First of all, I would like to assert the kingdom's capacity to defend its critical infrastructure. In the light of this recent event, however, I will also take a moment to emphasize the destabilizing role Iran and its proxy play in our region and around the world. Since the beginning of the Iran-sponsored insurgency منذ بداية الانقلاب المدعوم إيرانيا في المنطقة شهدنا على نمو ملحوظ في العدوان الإيراني والذي وصل إلى الهجوم من الشمال قبل عدة أيام. إن هذا الهجوم لم يكن ضد ولا ضد شركة أرامكو السعودية، ولكنه كان هجوما على المجتمع الدولي، محاولة متعمدة لتعطيل الاقتصاد العالمي وقطاع الطاقة. كان هذا الاعتداء مضادا للقانون الدولي، والمسؤولون يجب أن يحاسبوا على أفعالهم. إن اعتداء إيران المستمر ودعمها للمجموعات الإرهابية وتدخلها.
For now, Saudi Arabia says that details of launch points could not be given, but once they are determined, they would be announced at another news conference. Meanwhile, U.S. Foreign Minister Mike Pompeo has met with Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to discuss strategy on this issue. Pompeo called the attack an act of war and said that the U.S. defends Saudi Arabia's right to defend itself. This as U.S. President Donald Trump tweeted that Washington is substantially increasing sanctions, is not far behind in extending its support. The Kremlin revealed that President Vladimir Putin telephoned the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. They reportedly discussed the possibility of the OPEC alliance raising oil production. The tensions in the region had escalated after the drone attacks on 2 major oil facilities in Saudi Arabia took place. The attacks last Saturday knocked out more than half the crude output of the world's largest exporter. 5% of the global oil supply was cut due to these attacks.